That button. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Red Zone Radio Channel Show. I'm Kevin Hastings, along with Brent Pasco. We're enjoying our dinner. It got here a little late, so we're going to just send you out to the football fields. I know y'all don't want to watch us eat, so we're going to send you guys out to the fields, and Brent and I will give you some updates here in just a few minutes. Crest is threatening to score already, believe it or not, Brent. Yeah, that's how it goes.
Football, he got out of the tackle.
Believe that is Sanchez to attempt the extra point here for the Chargers. Addison on the hold. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So the number lock, Mr. Sparky, scoreboard up charitable. Crest leads 7-0. You're listening to High School Football, KTCBroadcasting.com.
And
that was just a muff
Ken,
catch. He had time to catch it. He just couldn't quite hang on to it.
Ken,
and Cherville fell right on it. I mean, Shelby fell right on the Cherville fumble.
Ken, they are going to re-kick for some reason or another. So
I did not see a penalty, and
no time went off
the clock. So evidently, play's going to be completely wiped out. I'm trying to understand why.
But
unless it was kicked before. I don't know what happened, but they're going to re-kick it. So wipe that play out, folks.
We're in a separate booth, folks. The PA announcer, he mentioned what went on, but we could not hear it. So kicking off once
here's
again.
Another pooch kick. Sherwood comes up, calls for the fair catch, and this time Moss catches it and
holds on.
Holds on and he down at the 35-yard line. But after he caught it, a Shelby player hit him and wrapped his arms around him. Didn't knock him down, but I saw a flag. That may be a penalty.
Well, let's see. He called the first catch.
Yeah.
It was the penalty will go against
because he did hit him and wrap his. Like I say, didn't knock him down, but he did hit him and wrap his arms around him after the fair catch.
Let's see, Ken. Well, that will be
it's going to be marked off. Yeah,
that's a 15-yard.
15-yard penalty, and that'll take the ball across midfield to the Shelby 49-yard line, and that's where the Ironman will start their first drive.
So Josh Ward will be the QB. Shamir Moss in the backfield. Receivers to the near side of the field.
So Josh waiting for it. And here's the handoff, and it gets to Moss up the middle. He gets maybe a yard before he's brought down by a host of Shelby.
Yeah, I was going to say a host. Well, at least 5 or 6. But Moss will pick up, folks. They're going to give him a short 1 yard, so it'll be 2nd and 1 from the 48-yard line of the Golden Lines. I believe in the backfield there on that play was Liam McIntyre also with Moss. The receivers are moved from one side to the opposite side, so on the far side of the field is Sewell.
So 2nd and 9. Here's a handoff again to Moss around to the left, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage and dropped for no gain.
Yeah, he's tackled there by number 61 of the Golden Line. He wrapped him up pretty good. That's I've got the lineup, and they told me they didn't think it was a right one, that they gave us one and one only. So number 61, folks, made the tackle for the Golden Line. Do not know his name.
So that brings up a 3rd and 9 from the 48-yard line of the Lions. Out wide to the right. Sewell under center. And now he's going to get back under center again, trying to get the play from the sidelines. And I believe there's a timeout finally called by the Cherville Ironman. So we'll step aside and be back in just a second.
Check out the Ace Red-Eyed Buys this month at Ferguson's Ace Hardware in Cherryville.
What the quarterback for Freedom does look really athletic, look pretty tall as well for a freshman, Paul. So he's going to be probably a good player for the Patriots at some point in his career. Yeah, Caden Davis certainly got it done last week. Of course, a lot of people would say, you didn't play one of the better teams in the region against a winless Patton, but
We're early here. And right now we get our first look tonight at this Chase offense led by Turner McSwain, the junior, who wears number 3. Double receivers to the near side, also to the far side. He's alone in the backfield. He's going to go to the air, and he's got Mosley. He catches it down immediately at the 29, and that was Devin, by the way.
Yeah, number 14, Julian Castro, in on the stop for the Patriots. Right away, just a short pass out to the flat, and, man, number 14, Julian Castro was right there for the tackle.
It'll be second down. And I'm going to say that it'll be
about 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9 there.
Where the scoreboard may not have changed, but we know that there was a short gain, so 2nd down and 8 is exactly what we'll call it. Handoff, and here comes Chase on the run, and looks like no gain for Zion Murray. And Freedom says the ball's loose. We've got a turnover. At the end of that play, the ball came loose, and Freedom is taken over.
Wow, did not see that ball pop out for the Trojans. Man, what a huge break for the Patriots coming off. Their first drive didn't go really anywhere there. And, man, they are right there deep in Trojan territory. Let's see if they're able to put a score on the board. That'd be huge for their offense.
So far in this game, not much offense out of anybody. Freedom, 3 plays and a punt. A second play for Chase, and they cough up the football. Back to work goes their offense, going from inside to the outside, and a good gain for Jalen Barnett down to the 22.
Yeah, host of Trojans in on the tackle there, but not until he got about 6 or 7 yards there, so it'll be 2nd and short now for the Patriots.
They're in excellent field position after that turnover, knocking on the door early to try to get some points. Now with the ball at the 23 of Chase. And again, that's sophomore quarterback, number 5, Caden Davis. Got some movement up there on the offensive line, but no penalty flag. And going straight ahead again is Barnett, number 7. He gets to the 20, just barely shy of a first down.
Yeah, number 57, Todd Allred, in on the tackle for Chase from his defensive line spot.
It'll be 3rd down and 1 coming up right now. 8:17 to go in the first quarter. No score so far tonight here on the McDonald's scoreboard.
Yeah, Freedom rushing up the line.
Yep, quarterback keeper, and he'll get right behind the center and offensive line, and he'll pick up some yardage, and he'll pick up a Mipablito first down.
Yeah, like that call by the Patriots right there. Just got Chase off guard, and they were able to pick up the first down before they even got really set. So, Patriots doing a good job with their pace already so far this game.
So our first down of the game comes with 7:57 on the clock here in the first quarter. This time we've got the 2 backs in the backfield with the QB. First time we've had that look tonight. 1 man in motion, though, and they're going to put it into the hands of the new runner in the backfield, and that was Jaden Beelan, I believe, and he goes off to the left side. He's down to the 13.
Number 57, Todd Allred, again on the tackle for Chase, playing a good game tonight, helping him out on that defensive line spot. Also plays offensive line for the Trojans. Made a couple big plays already tonight to save the touchdown.
Freedom trying to take advantage of this opportunity that came off of a Chase turnover just a couple of minutes ago. Again, the 2 backs in the backfield. Quarterback wants to go to the air. He's going to go to the far side of the field and overthrows his intended receiver, Tyrus Walker, incomplete at the 10.
And that was a big play for Chase because now it's 3rd down here. If they can make a stop, maybe Freedom decides to put the points on the scoreboard and try to get the kick. Let's see if they're going to try to pick up the first down on 3rd down. They decide it's going to be 2-down territory here. And even if they don't get on 3rd, they'll decide to go for it on 4th.
It'll be interesting to see what they do if they can't get this first down. But right now they're faced with 3rd and 6. In the shotgun is quarterback Davis. Rolling out of the pocket this time, looking. He's got time, and I have no idea what he was thinking. He had a receiver open at the 8. He threw it over his head, incomplete.
Yeah, just missed him, and that was just a complete overthrow there. It looked like he was just trying to dial it up to him, but, man, he threw it about, as Paul mentioned, about 3 yards over his head. There's just no chance for the completion for Freedom offense right there.
Makes me wonder if he thought the receiver would make a move to go closer to the end zone and he'd go after that football. But nonetheless, they're going to go for it on 4th and 6. Not worried about trying to get a field goal. Chase needs to be careful. Did they? Yes, they did apparently jump offside.
Yeah, that's a BAM LLC penalty flag, and it will be offside against the Trojans, and that is a killer because it's going to go from 4th and 6 to 4th and 1. Totally changed the dynamic, what Freedom's going to do on offense right here. I expect they'll probably try to keep it on the ground right here, and they'll probably go for it on 4th down.
Those mistakes can kill you, and right there, the jump by the defense on Chase presented that BAM LLC penalty flag, helping brick-and-mortar businesses remain relevant, BAM LLC. And apparently, Chase has decided to burn a timeout.
They did not like to look in the formation. Coach Cogdill taking the time out there. They know how important this 4th down is.
Looks like that last
7:06 to go in the first quarter, and so far on the Stanton Enterprise McDonald scoreboard, home of the world famous fries, no score, but Chase
yeah.
is seeing Freedom
So
threaten
it's
right
third
now
down
here
goal
on
from
the
the
game of the
one.
week from downtown Reading.
And Norris will get it, and
WHCY.
it's a numbers bookkeeping touchdown. As Norris goes in from 1 yard out, now your score on the Wright's Jewelry scoreboard, 14-0 Burns, pending the Neal & Cole extra point.
Number 1 for reliability.
Yeah, let's see if they go for 2 here. As you said, they hadn't really gone for the 1-point kickoff or conversion that much this year. So far, anyway.
So it's going to be a 2-pointer. That drive, 3 plays, all by Jeremiah Norris. 1:27 off the clock. There was a penalty on the drive, but didn't matter. As it's going to go
come right back live at the farm here at Chase High School.
5-yard drive.
7:06 to go in the first quarter.
Mooney
No score,
gun,
but Freedom now.
And he looks, fires, has it, and it's Landon Dover who's got the 2-point conversion. So both defensive players have a 2-point conversion. We'll be right back. 16-0 here in the first quarter.
Looking for a great, come check out the great deals at Classic Ford Lincoln in Shelby. For right now, you can get 2.9% APR financing for 60 months, plus bonus cash on select 2023 Ford Escapes, Bronco Sports, Expeditions, and Explorers. Or how about up to $5,000 off MSRP, plus 3 years of oil changes on the 2023 Ford F-150 truck. Coming in for all the details at Classic Ford Lincoln, 1775 East Dixon Boulevard.
Numbers, tax, and bookkeeping touchdowns. They've only got 2 CSI mechanical first downs.
That's right.
They've run 4 plays. 2 first downs, 2 touchdowns.
Chris getting everybody lined up here for this return. Again, Green and Addison deep for the Chargers. There's a snap. Gets the ball off. Again, a high punt. This one's going to be fielded. That's Addison with the ball. He's to the 30, the 20, the 10, and he's going all the way to the end zone. He's going to get a flag with the celebration, Coach.
So I believe that's going to be about a 52-yard return. And he was not touched.
Yeah.
He made a decision that he could catch it on the run, and he did. And there was no Ashbrook defender around him until he got all around to about the 15-yard line. He got around that one defender and took it to the house.
So he got the score, but Chris does get the penalties. Addison got the celebration penalties. He slid when he got into the end zone. It was like Greenway will take it on the kickoff. So 20-0, Crest leads. No Malarkey, Mr. Sparky scoreboard, 6:20 to go here in the first quarter. So yeah, it looks like they will take it on the kickoff. So that's Sanchez in to attempt the extra point here for Crest. There's low snap. This one's going to be blocked, so the extra point no good. So that'll keep the score 20-0. Crest leads. Double lucky Mr. Sparks Scoreboard. You're listening to High School Football, WestEndSales.com broadcast on KTC Broadcasting.
Lightweight, rugged cooler.
So both teams are having trouble. I mean, Freedom is the only team. And by the way, Chase has not had a first down yet in the game. Freedom's got 2. Freedom did not take advantage of a turnover in the red zone for a score a while ago. That was good news for Chase. But now the bad news is you got to be careful here. Chase is going to be punting the pigskin out of the front of the end zone. There's the snap. Heron gets his foot into the ball, gets it away. Thank goodness. We'll see where it lands. It takes a bounce at the 45. It's across the midfield stripe. That's good. It'll roll down to the Freedom 44-yard line. No return on the punt.
Yeah, pretty good punt for Chase there. It could have been a lot worse for where Chase could have started. I mean, started on defense, but good. Now the Patriots are at least in their own field position.
So far here tonight, no score, and Freedom is going to be on offense for the 3rd time in this game with 4:26 to go in the first quarter. I want to remind you that tonight's broadcast made possible by the Friendship dealerships here in Rutherford County, and we're talking about Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and much more. Going to the air again, it is caught far side of the field, breaking a tackle to the 40, 35, 30, down to about the 25-yard line. That is Caden Lytle on the big reception for Freedom.
Yeah, unfortunately for one team, there's a BAM LLC penalty flag down on the field. We'll see what the call is going to be.
Will this big play for Freedom be coming back? Waiting for the officials' call on that penalty flag. Stadium's a bit quiet right now as well, waiting.
And a sideline warning against Chase.
And unfortunately, this is going to work in favor of Freedom.
I wasn't aware of what it was going on. I knew it was on the near side of the field, and the play was on the opposite side of the field. So had to be something on this side that they called, and that's what they called sideline warning against the Trojans. So as Paul mentioned, that play will stand Freedom with first down.
That is their 3rd Mi Pablito first down of the game. Chase has not had a first down yet. And no score on the scoreboard, just over 4 minutes to go now. And again, in this spread offense, triple receivers to the near side of the field this time. As quarterback Caden Davis, the sophomore, waits. He'll hand off. They'll try to go up the middle against this Chase defense. And again, the ball carrier is Jalen Barnett, and he doesn't pick up anything.
Yeah, host the Trojans in on the stop there, right there. So at least be 2nd and 10 now for the Patriots coming up.
Freedom has had several opportunities so far in this first quarter on Chase side of the football field. So far, though, the good news for Chase is that Freedom's not been able to get any points on the board. Looking. And, man, a hard hit. And we've got a flag. The receiver hit at the 10. The ball was incomplete. Kobe Johnson. But I must think this could be a flagrant or late hit because we've got penalty flags everywhere.
It's probably going to be a personal foul, some type of hit on the defensive receiver there. Let's see what the call is going to be, but I'm pretty sure it's going to give Freedom a first down here, unfortunately for Chase.
Another break. The penalty flags are almost every time going against the Trojans, and this one is really going to set up Freedom in a real good situation, and it looks like it'll be another possibility of a 1st and goal for them.
It's a personal foul call against the Trojans, a helmet hit, and that's always going to get called for the safety of the players. And the home crowd does not like it here, but when you see a hit like that, you understand that that's probably going to get called. And as a player, you have to understand that when you're going to try to make that tackle.
Justin and Dominique on the far side of the field, one of the receivers for Freedom. He's over there joined by Kalen Lytle, 2 more to the near side. And, again, the one back is Barnett in the backfield with QB Caden Davis. Davis is looking. He's going to the corner of the end zone and out of the reach of the intended receiver, who was Kobe Johnson, incomplete.
Yeah, good coverage by the Trojans there, all over in there. Nowhere to go before the football except to the corner of the end zone. Unfortunately, for the quarterback there, it was already left of the end zone line. So, no chance to make that catch.
2nd down and 10 coming up with the ball at the 10-yard line.
You could tell already, though, that number 3, Kobe Johnson, for Freedom is a big part of what they wanted.
Oh, absolutely. Davis looking again, wants to go to the air. He's got time. Here comes the defense, though, thrown, and it's a catch in the backfield. Breaking tackles across the 5 to about the 3-yard line goes Jalen Barnett.
Yeah, it looked like number 8, Jahari Mosley, in on the tackle for Chase, but it didn't look like there's a lot of anything there for Freedom. However, he was able to make something out of pretty much nothing there and make some positive yards for Freedom. Did them now 30 manageable.
Well, they've been in this position already tonight, and they were unable to get in the end zone. Let's see what happens here on 3rd and 4th. Get loud for this Chase defense. The home crowd is. A quick pass, open, and dropped at the 2-yard line by the intended receiver, Caleb Green. If he called it JB, who knows? He might have had a touchdown.
He'd be very, very close. Her footsteps coming before he caught the ball, not able to bring it in now. Freedom on 4th down. It looks like they will stay on the field and go for it. How big would it be for Trojans, after stopping them the first series of the game, to come back and make us another stopper here? They are living dangerously, but they could do it right here. Man, it really changed the momentum in the stadium.
The penalty flags, the turnovers have all caused it, and Chase may have made another crucial mistake. It looks like one of the defensive linemen might have just jumped off sides.
And that'd be half the distance. The goal give Freedom another 2 yards. That is the case.
And we're seeing some change. Now the quarterback is going out, so they are going to bring in some of their heavy guys, maybe a wildcat coming here, as they now have the ball at the 2-yard line, 1st and goal.
Man, that was a really big penalty, as you mentioned, Paul, because I tell you, that just changed the whole dynamic of what Freedom wants to do right here.
It appears that the running back, Jalen Barnett, may be receiving this here, and he's going to the left side. And look at this defense. They're not going to let him get in. He's down at the 3-yard line, and the Chase defense makes a stand once again.
Yeah, I think that was number 8, Jahari Mosley, in on the stop for Chase again. And, man, he met him right in the hole and no movement at all once the hit was manufactured by number 8, Jahari Mosley there. Wow, and that's just huge for Chase. They could be behind 14-0 now. Still a 0-0 game, and, man, if Chase could put some points on the board, march down the field, that would be huge for their team.
2 stands at the goal line. Turnover on downs again. We saw it earlier in the first quarter. Mosley trying to find somewhere to run. He's in just a tremendous amount of white jerseys, and they'll give him some forward progress, maybe just shy of the 5-yard line. We're down to 2:18, clock ticking to go in the first. No score on your Stanton Enterprise McDonald scoreboard between Chase and Freedom.
Yeah, Chase trying to be careful right here. They're deep in their own territory, just trying not to make any mistakes to give the ball back to Freedom and trying to get a little running room there for Desire Murray, and hopefully the offensive line be able to open up some holes for them. They'll give that for tournament swing and all.
He got it going last week on the road at Drone at times, did Zion Murray, who's, of course, having to be in there due to Cade Davis injured and out of the game. A fake to Mosley, a quarterback keeper. McSwain trying to make something happen. He turns inside and gets to the 10.
Yeah, I like that call by the Chase offense there, just faking it to Zion Murray, letting Tournament Swain do some running on the left-hand side of the offensive line, made some positive yards. Now 3rd and short for the Trojans.
Yep, we're talking about real short here, maybe a yard to a yard and a half. They need to get to the 12-yard line. They're going to keep it on the ground. Murray, he's not going to be able to escape the defense, and he will lose a yard.
Yeah, I know that Coach Cogdale was not happy about that because they was just running east or west there, not north or south. He really needed to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield, not able to do that. Freedom of defending right there. Now Chase will be back punting the ball.
I tell you what, this has just been a crazy first quarter. We're under 60 seconds now to go, clock ticking. And Chase again for the second time this evening, punting out of their very own end zone.
If I'm Chase, I'm feeling really good right now. You could be down 14-0, and it's still 0-0 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, we'll give credit to the defense. Here's Jordan Herron. He gets it off at the 1. This one's not going to go high this time, and there's going to be a return. Picked up at the 40, 35. Across the 30, right here in front of the Chase sideline, still on his feet, all the way to the 28-yard line goes Kobe Johnson for Freedom.
Yeah, what a block by one of the Freedom defenders. He really had one of the defenders there for Chase on the ground, really just pancaked him. But look at the far side of the field, Paul. There's a BAM LLC penalty flag laying down. We'll see what the call will be and see if this play will stand.
BAM LLC, they're getting their name out there.
And Martino Smith.
That would be the
about the 1 foot line. Luckily for them, wasn't a safety.
So unfortunately for Highland Tech, they run 3 plays that series, all runs, and they're all tackled behind the line.
We're going to have a quick first quarter. It just doesn't work out. You see on the clock right now.
So a numbers tax and bookkeeping touchdown for the Green Wave to cut the lead to 20-6.
It seems like it, because they
replay Garcia, he's up there to try to tack on the extra point,
we'll see right here if this is going to be
it somehow got through a Crest defender. I don't know how it got through.
It did get through, and they've got a flag. We'll check it out when we come back. 20-7, Crest leads.
All right, from
Mr. Sparky Scoreboard
Jade's 29-yard line, first down and 10. And Caden Davis to the offense goes back to work. They're going to do a pitch to their wideout, trying to do a jet sweep kind of move, and nowhere to go for Kobe Johnson as he's down at the 30-yard line.
2023 Ram 2500 and 3500 models, but that's not all. Now get $4,000 consumer cash.
From their movement on the field, that'll probably be the end of the first quarter here at the Fall.
They're in position, quickly trying to get the snap off. It's not going to work out, so you're right, JB. We are finished with the first quarter of this one on the Stanton Enterprise McDonald's scoreboard, locally owned and operated. Chase 0, Freedom 0. We'll move to the second quarter when we come back with the Rutherford County High School Football Clash of the Week, of course, from Downtown Radio.
Ken scored the first 6 points, and Lopez the point after. And the second scoring was by 11-yard pass from Bridges, from Farmer to Bridges for another 6 points, and the PAT by Lopez was good also. So really quickly they scored both their touchdowns.
Yeah, the first touchdown was scored on a 2-play drive.
Yeah.
And the next one was scored on 3 plays. So Shelby quickly put points on the board when they got the ball on offense.
They do. That's probably what they're going to do all night long, Ken.
Yeah.
They're so quick. They got plenty of blocking up front on both sides, on the right side of the line, on the left side of the line.
The interior line and number 50 for Hickory.
Right now, Ken, I'm
Henry Pitts was able to recover that on the 23-yard line.
So 1st and 10 in plus territory for Hickory. Stover back to pass, looks. He's throwing down the left sideline. There's coverage there, and you're going to have an interference flag because Jalen Roseboro made a lot of contact before the ball got there.
Yeah, immediately going to the end zone, trying to make East Lincoln pay after that turnover. And again, another great throw on the outside. The only place that could have been caught would have been by the Hickory receiver. But as you mentioned, Roseboro was grabbing him, interfering with him as he was going up for the pass. Yeah, so the call on the hold, so that would have been before the pass was thrown.
So the penalty will be on East Lincoln. And they're going to advance the ball to the 13. It should be a 10-yard penalty from the play. Yeah, so that's a 10-yard penalty on East Lincoln. Their second one of the game, rather. So they'll have the ball 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
I think it's a 5-yard penalty, but it maintains first down, resets the chains. A little different.
All right, handoff. It's Medley going around the left side, finds an opening, and is eventually forced out of bounds inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line.
Yeah, I got Watkins for East Lincoln forcing him out wide again, but they're advancing up the field as they go wide, try to get off tackle. So they do get 4 or 5 yards. We mentioned that many times in broadcasts similar. Get 4 or 5 yards a clip, stay ahead of the chains.
2nd and 5, 8-yard line. Stover, hands off up the middle, nothing there. He's hit in the backfield, but manages to spin forward for about 1 yard. That should be Lackey again. He seems to be their inside runner, and Medley seems to be the outside runner. The only ones that have touched the ball so far.
Yeah, the two big guys up front for East Lincoln, Johnson, and then linebacker Brooks with the 2 to make the tackle on there for maybe a yard gain.
We're in the final minute of the first quarter. Hickory down to the 7-yard line. Stover back to pass, quick out pattern. It's caught just over the lineman and walking into the end zone. It's a touchdown for Hickory as they take the lead. I couldn't see if it was 5 or 8 that made the catch.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what number for, looks like it's Roseboro for East Lincoln that kind of tried to jump the route, maybe try to get a pick. But he went to the outside of the receiver, and we mentioned how good, Stover's been. Threw it on the inside where the only place that his guy could catch it, and he just walked right in the end zone.
So McCourt will be on to attempt the extra point, brought to you by Shelby.
Bad snap.
Bad snap. They're throwing it around the backfield. McCourt ends up with it. The kicker gets snowed under, and so the point after touchdown brought to you by James River Equipment of Shelby is no good. And on the scoreboard, 37 seconds left in the first quarter. Hickory 13, East Lincoln 7. You're listening to the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Try it.
West Rowan a couple years ago, they come out and they were very noticeably bigger than the rest of the crowd. And you see here with this Ashburn team. Didn't take the snap, and again, they're going to run the football.
I think that's enough to play.
Yeah, I think so. They're talking about it. The official that did go down, Ken, was not the head official that wears the white cap. And
no, that's all we can tell you right now, folks.
And I believe they've got Coach Pruitt and
Shelby Coach there.
Shelby Coach.
They're discussing things, and so got a couple of scores. Burns 42-0 over Highland Tech in the first quarter.
Okay, wow. Yeah, Coach Mike Wilbanks is out there with Coach Tim Pruitt, and their talking is over. So we'll, like Ken said, we'll step aside here on the our Bugbusters is a title sponsor. We thank them again, and Kevin Hastings says the Shelby coach is Mike Wilbanks. Yeah, I got him, and thank you, Kevin. And we'll take this short break and be right back.
Into Freedom territory because, JB, the offense is just not in a flow yet tonight.
Well, I think they missed number 5, K. Davis, and maybe there's some other players not in the game, but they're having to pass the ball more. Chase has, historically, since we've been covering, been a running team to set up the pass, and not able to do that tonight.
Jordan Heron's punt of the pigskin. A nice punt this time, and backing away from the ball is the return man, Kobe Johnson for Freedom. Chase will down the ball, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Freedom at their own 15. Well, this may surprise some of you. You may have thought, well, I think Chase will get on the scoreboard pretty quickly tonight, or maybe it'll be back and forth, but we've still got no score with 10:02 to go in the second quarter as Freedom is back on offense.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised myself, because, Freedom last week put up 56 points. Chase has always put up a lot of points, and right now it's been a defensive battle. Freedom's been down the red zone twice, came up with no points, and that hurts you.
Up the middle run, and this time breaking tackles across the 25 out to the 27-yard line. That's one of the best runs of the night for running back Jalen Barnett.
Yeah, number 6, Zach Frazier, in on the tackle for the Trojans.
And that'll move the chains as well. They pick up a Mipablito first down. That is their 5th first down of this game. Right back. We've got a fumble this time out of the hands of Barnett. Let's see who's got that football. Chase has got it. Chase with another turnover.
And that was huge for the Trojans there. The defender put his helmet right where the ball was, able to pop that ball free. Ball popped straight up in the air, fell down, and Chase was able to jump on it. Now the Trojans are in business. They need to put a score in the end zone right here. That would be a statement against Freedom in the second quarter.
Well, every time Freedom's offense tries to get cranked up in this game, at least in the second quarter, they had an interception at the 11:45 mark. Now at the 9:47 mark of the second, they've just had a fumble. The good news is Chase is in Freedom territory this time, starting 1st and 10. And let's see if they can get it going. Wait, on the snap, the officials are calling for the play to be stopped because Chase decided to burn a timeout.
Yeah, they had to. They had one of their playmakers running out on the field late there, so they was either going to get a penalty for not enough players on the field or 12 men. So they decided to take that timeout right here. So let's see if Chase can regroup, decide what he want to call right here on 1st down. Probably a shot to Jahari Moses or Zach Frazier. They're two big wide receivers here. They just got a big turnover there. Let's see if they take a shot on the near side of the field with Jahari Moses.
Still no score, 9:45 to go. We're coming right back in 30 seconds.
Take your pick on a brand new Bobcat mower from West.
It's a strange and unusual game, Robert.
Yes, it is, Coach.
Chargers have 2 first downs. The Green Wave have 1 first down. But the score is 27-7.
27-7.
Basically, Ashbrook scored after the only turnover of the game. Crest turned it over deep in their territory. And then Crest has scored on a long touchdown pass, a long touchdown run, a punt return for a touchdown, and a kickoff return for a touchdown.
So let's see if the Green Wave here can continue to extend this drive. 3rd and 9, closer to 10. Denton ready. Talks to his running back. 3 receivers over to the right side. He's going to drop back to pass. Looking. Got a man downfield. And it's knocked away there by the Charger defender. Lyric Pettis should have had the interception, Coach.
Yeah, Lyric Pettis was playing, it looked like in a free safety position, and he read that perfectly. And it looked like you had a runner, a free runner running up the seam. You really didn't, because Pettis had it in his sight, and he broke on it, and he is upset with himself because he could have taken that back for 6.
So we'll see the Chargers now. Green Wave will come out to punt. That's Green and Addison deep again for the Chargers.
And we've seen Willie Green now has had 2 kickoff returns for touchdown, 1 against the Golden Lions and 1 against Ashbrook.
And Addison able to corral that one. Nearly let it slip away, but good job there by Addison to get on it.
Yeah, and that's going to be great field position for the Chargers after a 24-yard punt.
I think it started sinking on him a little bit faster than he thought he was going to. He's wanting to make a play on, maybe get it on the run like Green did, and I think it sunk a little too fast on him, but great starting field position here for the Chargers. So 3 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Single back in the backfield with Husky. I believe that's Carson back there again. There's a snap. Husky looking back. He's going to throw a screen over to the side. That's Green with the reception. And he's going to break a tackle and going to get down nearly to the 20-yard line.
Again, that was just perfectly set up. When Green caught that ball, he had a lot of choices, and they were all good choices. All the Chargers were downfield, and they had all found a Green Wave up.
Yep, got holding, Coach, on the far side, it looks like.
So it looks like that's going to be one of those, it's going to be like a 9-yard reception and then a 10-yard penalty. If a holding penalty is beyond the line of scrimmage, it's from that point. If a holding penalty is behind the line of scrimmage, it should be from the line of scrimmage. Now, last week, Brent and I did the Shelby-Ashbrook game, and the officials weren't quite sure on that. There were 3 times on run plays that the Golden Lions got penalized 13 or 14 yards, which is not supposed to happen anymore.
Right, that's right. So that'll make it 1st and 11 here for the Chargers. Husky ready, takes the snap, looking downfield, quick pass. He's going to get it out.
And it is a short pass. It's going to be a gain of about 4, but it is positive yardage.
Yes, so Green with the reception.
Did it quarterback number 5?
Yeah,
6 ran that one, and that's who's listed as quarterback is Micah Hinton. I believe that was the last ball carrier for Highland Tech. And it's going to be balls on the ground, and he's going to be swarmed under as Whitted's going to take the loss. tackle.
He's one of those guys that he's kind of got a high motor all over the field. Makes a lot of tackles on defense. Pretty good ball player.
So with 9:49 left to go, as Highland Tech is just trying to get back on the bus and get out of here without getting hurt. It's 40-0. And we're just into the second quarter. As this has been a woodshed game so far. So it's first down. Let's see who the quarterback is. Low snap. I think it's Whitted. Going to throw it. Man's there and knocked away. I tell you what, if he throws it just a little bit further, that's a big play for the Highland Tech Rams, but instead it's knocked away by number 19, Kamari Surratt.
Yeah, that was number 4, Thompson, intended receiver. Had a couple steps there, but good job, Surratt, for turning around and deflecting that. Almost came down, like I say, with the interception.
I tell you what, I mean, he had to fully extend to get his arm on the football. That was a nice pass breakup, but I tell you what, that might be a touchdown for the Rams if that ball is thrown about 3 feet further. So Whitted just need to put a little bit more on it.
I don't think he expected him to go that deep in coverage.
No. So we've got 3 wide receivers in for Highland Tech. Whitted back,
throw it
again. Why not? And this time broken up again. This time it's broken up again by Surratt. And they're looking over there for number 4, and that's Irvin Thompson.
Yeah, well covered that time by Surratt. And again, like I say, almost came down with an interception then, too.
So that is 2 pass breakups in a row. Why not? I mean, they got single coverage out there. Why not try it?
I mean, yeah. What do they have to lose at this point? You're right.
Yeah, 40-0 on your Wright's Jewelry scoreboard, 9:37. That's the only bad thing for Highland Tech. Incomplete passes stop the clock, and you're trying to just get out of here and get on back to Gastonia and more winnable games down the line. And that's going to be 5 yards against the Bulldogs. So it'll be 3rd down and 5. So Burns again jumps offside.
Well, it looks like it's going to be maybe on Highland Tech. If I'll start on Highland Tech.
Oh, they get Highland Tech. Wow.
Yep. Yeah, and that's a good job. Nate Wilson jumped over. Anytime the guy flinches, they're not necessarily going to call it unless the defense jumps over across the line after their movement.
Okay, so we'll do. It is 3rd down and 15, and Jackie and Anna and Jacob are probably home watching, so thank you guys for listening. We had a nice meal down there and spent a little time together. Now they're watching at home and pass out in the flat. Incomplete. Guy picks it off on the bounce. But that's going to be 3 straight incomplete passes, and Highland Tech once again will be forced to punt the football.
Well, I tell you, he saw Marshall McGowan closing in on him.
Yeah, if I saw Marshall McGowan closing in on me, I'd probably go ahead and get rid of the football, too.
I'd probably drop it on purpose, too, right?
Let's go ahead and get rid of the football.
So, like I say, 4th and 15. We got McCraw back in the punt. Last attempt, I think they'd run a fake.
Yeah, they did, and it did not work. And, yes, I do want to wish Jacob, my daughter's boyfriend, a happy belated birthday. We're going to celebrate tomorrow.
Pretty big leg there. Fair catch.
Yeah, fair catch. And
so right there, about the 44-yard line.
That's about as exciting as a fair catch gets.
Pretty big leg there, Cooper McCraw.
So with 9:26 left to go, ball on the 44-yard line. And I think they're going to go ahead and leave the starters out there again. And, you know, you got to feel for, you know, this Highland Tech team, and it's really not their fault. They have to play this game. It is a conference game. And the powers that be in Chapel Hill need to rethink it when they're making these conferences. And I'll talk more about that in a second. And the snap back to Mooney. Fakes all day, lets it go, man wide open and caught and walks in for the touchdown.
I think that's Johnny Johnson.
And Johnny Johnson in for the touchdown, and that makes it 46-0 as that numbers bookkeeping touchdown. So another one-play drive. Let me see if it was 10 seconds. Yep. That's the standard. A play takes 10 seconds.
Now
but it's a touchdown.
42-point difference, the clock runs, but that is after halftime, second half. So clock won't run until then continuously.
No, Matt, you're not going home just yet, buddy. You got to work a little while longer.
Well, just letting everybody know kind of what the rules are, because I think some people might be expecting it to go ahead and start running. But I do believe maybe that if both teams agree to it, they can. But
they're not.
Yeah.
Because they want to get the starters, and the starters need their repetitions. Neelan Cole, 2-point conversion, and Johnny Johnson walks in. And that makes it 48-0 on your Wright's Jewelry scoreboard. We'll be right back.
Lee, keep that livestock and those pets.
I mentioned in the past, though, you see an offensive lineman pull. A lot of times the defensive lineman will follow him, get in his back pocket. Most times it takes you right to the football.
Stover back. Pressure from Johnson. He's flushed. Goes out to his right. Throws downfield into coverage. Good play there by East Lincoln. Good coverage in the backfield. And, yes, Marcel Johnson causing havoc in the backfield yet again.
Yeah, Braylon Smith with the coverage there. It was close to going over the back of him, trying to break up that pass. No penalty was thrown, so good pass break up there by the defensive back, number 10 for the Mustangs, Braylon Smith.
So that'll bring up a punting situation. Third one of the night now for Hickory.
Too early in the game, but that's not quite fake territory, but you still got to be on your guard.
Yeah, they're at their own 48-yard line. There's a snap, punt, a high kick, semi-spiral. They're just going to let this one bounce. Hits around the 15-yard line and is down at the 11. So good kick from Hickory. 42-yard punt, and that pins East Lincoln back in their own territory. Probably their worst field position probably in about a month. They always seem to get the ball in pretty good shape. They rarely start from inside their own 20.
Well, like I said, that was a smart play there by Hickory. Battle of field position. Still too early. Still a lot of time left in the game. They're only down 1. Try to pin them back, and they did a great job. Great punt there by the Red Tornadoes.
Halfway through the second quarter, Mustangs up by 1. Stover takes a low snap, fires a bullet to L.J. Forney. He makes the catch. They should give him forward progress, but they don't. He caught that ball at the 11, got spun around by the defenders, but they're saying he broke free? I didn't see that.
Yeah, I can say 27 Williams again for Tornadoes jumped that route, but he was able to break free. I don't know. I guess he thought maybe he established and tried turning up the field. I'm a little surprised they didn't give him the forward progress, as you mentioned, on that one.
Because I thought he was past the line of scrimmage, but now they marked it as a 2-yard loss. It looked to me like he was just thrown backwards. But anyway, it's going to be 2nd and 12 from their own 9. Conservative play call by offensive coordinator Matt Beam. Don't blame him when you're buried inside your own 10-yard line. He just hands off to Daly, and there's not much there.
Yeah, I think that's 84. Might be 64 rather. Gwynn for the Tornadoes playing defensive end. One thing I did notice for Hickory is that their defensive linemen play sort of wide. They've got pretty much a straight-up nose guard, number 70, and their ends are outside the tackle, so a lot of space in between for those linebackers.
Handoff up the middle. Fake by Lawless. Looked like he was going to pull it out and go pass. Handoff goes to Daly. Daly gets the ball out to the 13-yard line. So a gain of 4 there, but that's going to bring up 4th down, and East Lincoln's buried in their own end.
Yeah, a little surprised on the play call. They've been kind of doing a pretty good job getting that ball out to the sides to those wide receivers to make a play. But, again, being conservative down here inside their 10-yard line.
Back to punt. Looks like Jalen Roseboro. He would be a threat to run. He gets off a good punt. Fair catch is called for at the 44-yard line. So not a bad kick by Roseboro, who I don't believe is normally their punter. It's usually Hampton Good, number 7.
Well, I mentioned that he plays all facets of the game for East Lincoln, but that was sort of surprised that he was punting there. Yeah, like I say, that might be something you do when I've got number 7. I think that's number 7 for East Lincoln. Hampton Good maybe was the punter. I don't know. Sometimes these numbers are hard to see.
So 1st and 10 at the 45 of East Lincoln. Handoff up the middle. This is the first time Lackey's really had some room to maneuver. Spins out of one tackle and gets down to the 42-yard line. Or excuse me, the 37-yard line. So that'll be a gain of 8 on the play for Lackey.
Yeah, it's a good thing Rain Brooks, seasoned tackler for East Lincoln, because that was, if he got broke free of that play, he might have taken that one all the way to the end zone.
2nd and 2. Ball on the 38-yard line. They move it back a little closer to 38. Snap. Stover back to pass. He's looking deep. He's going down the right sideline. He's got a receiver. It's Ellis Chappell, and they're saying he is out of bounds.
Well, he's
for a touchdown.
68 yards, and that's number,
I believe, is that Leslie, number 3 with the reception?
I believe it was.
So Chris tips the ball. If Leslie's able to corral it and take it down for the touchdown. 34-12 now on the Noblaki Mr. Sparky scoreboard. .604 to go here in the second quarter. There's the snap. The kick is up. And the kick is good. So 34-13, Crest leads right here in the Noblaki Mr. Sparky scoreboard.
Bunker Hill 24-6 over Lincoln. Avery County 7-0 over Rosman. Drone 17-0 over Owen. Burns 48-0 over Highland Tech. Shelby Cherville, we got that score. Crest 34-7 over Ashbrook. Here's a close one. Hickory 13, East Lincoln 14.
Ooh.
Okay. Kings Mountain 14-0 over Hust. West Lincoln 14-7 over Bandies.
West Lincoln trying to stay unbeaten.
Yes, sir. And Maiden 20-14 over East Burke. We'll have some more scores as we go forward. Right now, the Shelby Lions have we switched end of the field, and now Shelby
you're listening
will be
to Burns
kicking off
football.
again to the Ironman. They got it teed up. Lopez getting ready to approach the ball. As we begin the second quarter, Danny.
Yeah, 28-0. It's been all the Golden Lions again.
And here's a kick, and it's going to be caught right around the 5-yard line and was brought up the field. A good return up to the 30. Is that
Rashawn Sewell?
Sewell with the return.
So it'll be 1st and 10. And again on the Mr. Sparky scoreboard, 28-0. All 28 points came there in the first quarter, where we saw a official, folks, go down with, we do not know, but we'll try to find out during the halftime. But we had an official to fall to the ground and laid there for, I'm guessing, 10, 12, 15 minutes before they got him off the field. So we don't know the extent of his, what it is, but we'll be thinking about him, praying for him.
And we'll, at halftime, see if we can get any additional information from the press box up here.
All right, Ken, here we go. 1st and 10, Ironman.
And Ward with the snap and the shotgun rolls to his left and throws a pass complete out here to Sewell. And it's a good gain of about 8 yards, it looks like.
I'm going to give him 8, I believe it. Let's see if they can give him 9. It will be an 8-yard completion to Rashawn Sewell.
Just got another partial score in. Bessemer City leading Thomas Jefferson 21-0.
So with the clock running with 11 minutes and 11 seconds left, we got wide receiver to the far side of the field, one to the near side.
And so Ward under center. Give to Moss, who hits ahead and is dropped maybe for a half a yard gain.
Shannon Allen texted us and said that on the sideline, a player hit the official in the chest, and his face came down and hit the helmet and knocked him out. That's what we're hearing. Thanks to Shannon.
So that's more information about how that medical situation injury occurred to the official. And like I said, if we get any more information, we will share it with you.
Official timeout.
We had let's see what the reason for that is. I don't see a penalty flag, but
was it for?
I believe they're getting ready to. No, they're gonna.
I thought maybe for measurement, but
no, they look like about a yard short. So it's going to be 3rd and 1 yard to get that first down that the Cherokee Ironmen so desperately want to get and keep this drive going.
Yeah, Medical Center Pharmacy first down for Cherokee has not came yet, folks. So hopefully, right here. Do not see Shamir Moss in this formation.
So here's the snap, shotgun to Ward, and he's gonna scramble and he's gonna throw it. He just throws it away as he was rushed and had to get rid of it. So that's gonna be an incomplete pass.
His target was Rashawn Sewell.
And he wasn't. He didn't have time to find him initially because he was trying to avoid the rush, and eventually he just had to get rid of it. So
I believe.
So it's going to be 4th and 1. Let's see if Coach Pruitt's going to try to go for it or just kick it away. Yeah, I think he may want to try to go for it because he is close to getting his first down.
I think he is going to go for it, Ken.
9:59 left in this first half, and it is going to be 4th and 1, and Cherokee will come to the line, and they will go for it as Ward is under center. Takes a snap and sneaks and has the first down, Danny.
He snuck it right off the left guard, Ken, between the left guard and the left tackle.
Found a little crease there, and he's not a big guy, and he didn't take much of a crease for him to find a little bit of opening there.
No, he didn't, and that's the first Medical Center Pharmacy first down and picked up by the quarterback.
Gain of 3 yards on the play. So it's now 1st and 10 for the Ironmen on the 42-yard line.
Sewell to the far side. Like Andron Patterson to the near side.
Here's William fading back to pass, and he's going to get dropped is Ward for a big loss on the play.
Yeah, he's going to lose, let's see, Ken. He's going to lose 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, maybe about a dozen yards. See where they put the ball down.
About 12-yard loss.
12-yard loss on the play as he rolled out and tried to avoid a lineman, but the Shelby lineman not only big, they're pretty quick.
They're quick.
He couldn't get away from it.
They're
dropped it.
Yeah, they're getting through that offensive line, Ken.
I mean, he couldn't avoid the rush, that penetration. So now it brings a 2nd and long, 2nd and 22.
Yeah, the receivers are on the near side.
After that first run, they've stopped him pretty
it'll
well.
be
A couple 8-yard games, but that's been about it.
Yeah, they haven't been fooled at all. They're staying home. They're starting to get some dominance in the interior, on the line. Again, that was 64 Gwynn, and then Williams there to finish him off from behind. They're just going to let the clock run out, get to the half. As you mentioned, they get the ball in the second half. Going to regroup here. I don't know the last time East Lincoln was down at the half.
It's been a long time. They were ahead at the state final game. They were ahead against South Point, and no one else was close to them. So that's it for the first half. The score, Hickory 21, East Lincoln 14. We'll be back with the halftime show after these messages. You're listening to the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Full Throttle Power Sports and Law is proud to announce the addition of Brian Lane to their sales staff. and Brian wants to take this time to invite his friends and former customers of Al Lane Motorsports in Lincoln to come see him at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell, featuring brand names like CF Moto, Yamaha, Honda, Suzuki, Kawasaki, Polaris, and more. See Brian Lane at Full Throttle Power Sports, 101 Indian Walk of I-85 in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com. First Federal Savings Bank. They've been serving Lincoln County and the surrounding counties since 1940. If you're looking to build your dream home, purchase a new home, or buy land, they have the products and services for you. At First Federal Savings Bank, they want to get to know you by name and build a relationship for generations to come. Give them a call at 704-735-0416 or visit the website at ffsb-nc.com. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Start up the savings on your auto insurance with a stop at Turner Hauser Insurance Group in downtown Lincoln, your area insurance agency. Jamie Hauser invites you to stop in and find out how you can save money on all of your insurance needs, from home to auto to commercial to farm to life. Visit them at their office at 228 East Main Street, downtown Lincoln. Just look for the big.
Tommy and Doyle at East Rutherford Equipment Company.
Zone for a touchdown. Coach, you've caught it before. Mr. Excitement doing his thing.
Yep, he made a really good read and ran about 11 yards, and then the excitement started. Broke a couple of tackles, a spin move, and like I said, I think I nicknamed him that last year, Mr. Excitement.
So, yes.
And he's done nothing to change that nickname this year.
So that makes it 40-14 now, Crest, on the No Malarkey Mr. Sparky scoreboard in Cherryville. Sanchez in to attempt the extra point here for the Chargers. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So 2:30 to go here in the second quarter. 41-14, Crest leads. This is a WestEndSales.com broadcast of high school football, WOHS 1390 AM and 101.5 FM.
All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the halftime show, the Red Zone Radio Show. We've been doing our best to try to keep the scores up for you guys and hustling the best we can. We got, as you can see, 6, 12, 18, 36 games on our board. You got an update?
Bandy's has just tied things up.
Bandy's has just tied things. 14 all. Folks, you see the ones with the double zeros. We don't have scores for those yet. You're more than happy to send them in and let us know. Call us and let us know. Comment there on the chat. So we'll be rounding up some of these scores. Great game in Hickory. Game of the week we thought would be a good one. 21-14. The East was winning 14-13 a little minute ago. And they've been going back and forth. Bandy's, like Brent just said, just tied at 14-14. East Rutherford's in a good game with Brevard at 15-21 right now. Maiden 20-14 with East. Bunker Hill was up big on Lincoln, and Lincoln's come back. It's now 24-19 in Lincoln, and we're going to have some highlights of that game. North Lincoln, last thing we got was 11-6, Brent. What a weird score.
Weird, yeah.
And you had the weirdest score of the night. What was that one?
It was 4-0 Washington with two safeties. I don't know any other way to get 4. And then they scored a touchdown and missed the extra point. So it looks just like 10-0,
a regular
like a normal
score.
Yeah, Maiden just added a field goal.
Okay. So 23-14?
23-14.
So 23-14 Maiden. All right, we're going to go. We've got highlights, folks, highlights of some of these scores. How about y'all want to do some highlights? Let's see. Red Zone Radio stream on this one.
We need to get Miller to sponsor those highlights.
Is that what we need to do? Let's see. That's window capture on that one. Let me make sure I'm doing this correctly when I hit these buttons here, and because I don't want to lose something here. Yeah, that's not the right That's not the right one, Brent. Let's get rid of this one. I have to add a different. This is the one I want. All right. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Highlights so far in tonight. Now, we've got 9 games of highlights to roll through. Now, as always, depending on the signal at the stadiums, we might not have some highlights until the postgame show, Brent, because all the folks at the stadium streaming their own streams from the stadiums, which we're not allowed to, but the folks in the stands can. So we're gonna give you everything we can during the show. Hopefully, during the postgame show, we'll have everything. We're gonna start out at Chase. Countdown to kickoff with Chip Clark. That game right now still 0-0. We haven't heard anything yet, have we? Chase and Freedom.
Yeah, we had a score.
Oh, you did?
There was no score.
Oh, no score. Okay. This is the Griffons taking the field against the Bessemer City Yellow Jays. Britt, turn the computer down to that white. Well, maybe not. That was. How about I slide it down? Let's see. That's just in our ear. All right. How about Bunker Hill going up 7-0? No, this is Lincoln. Maybe not Bunker Hill. It is Bunker Hill. Going up 7-0 on the pick 6. He gone.
Lincoln with the turf.
Yes, all of Lincoln County now has turf now. So if you make the trip to Lincoln County, you will be on turf. We'll watch that one more time. Lincoln quarterback drops back to pass, tries to throw the quick comeback, and the DB broke on that one early. He gone. Let's see if I can. Yeah, that's going to help right there. All right. Whoops. Folks want to see that. How about Bunker Hill going up 10-0 on this? What was that? 38-yard field goal?
Yeah.
Pretty good kick. Obviously, it was good because that made it 10.
Not much room to spare, though.
No, it looked like he squeaked on the inside.
Yeah.
Lefty quarterback Bunker Hill rolling left, stops. He's smoked as he got through it. But the wide open wide receiver in the end zone corralled it. Watch the hit here.
That's a tough one because he's throwing back the other way.
And that just gives the defense enough time to hit you when you got to stop and do that. But what a throw. Bessemer City strikes first. Anthony Smith taking it to the house. Made it 7-0 up at Thomas Jefferson. The Yellow Jackets in the white helmets this year. How about touchdown at Crest? This made it 14-0 Crest. Right in our house.
Aiden Carson.
Is that who that is? 14. Carson with a touchdown. How about this made it 7-0 Crest? This is the first score.
This is all in the first
AJ
quarter,
Adams
by the way.
here.
A.J. Adams. Real quick, I want to show you something. Right?
They ran 4 plays and had 2 touchdowns.
Look at the stands.
Ashbrook.
That school, where's my sheet? I think they have 12 or 1,300 students.
But it's in Gastonia.
Pull that mic towards you closer, a little bit closer. And I got to turn you on so I can hear you. You were on, I just couldn't hear you. Just, we look at these schools like you got 1,300 or 1,400 students, and you struggle against these teams. You don't have that many players, and you look in the stands there, and it's just completely empty almost for Ashbrook. That's not the Crest side, folks. That's the Ashbrook home side.
Yeah, if you showed the Crest side, it'd probably be full.
Probably is. You're right.
The announcers stated that it was a huge delegation from Cleveland County that was there.
Well,
I bet you that there's more Crest people than there are Ashbrook people there.
Well, looking at those stands, there's more Crest people on the sideline than there is Ashbrook people in the stands. I mean, it's almost empty. I mean, I don't understand it. You got a lot of people out there. All right, this is Bessemer City going up 14-0. This time Cameron Rice with a touchdown. Point after attempt good. Nice little strong run there. How about Bunker Hill going up 24-6? Up the middle, going over a safety trying to make the tackle. And that chip post is pretty sunset picture at Thomas Jefferson night. How about a scoop and score, Brent? 6-0 Freedom on defense. 66-yard rumble, stumble.
And he's got an escort.
Their offense hasn't been really putting up numbers, so you got to do it with the defense.
Neither team in this one. Freedom 6-0 leads now over Chase on the scoop and the score in the defensive battle up here. This made it 34-7, Crest. There's that fullback handoff there. Yeah. Right here. Hey, how about another score? Chase all of a sudden answers with a 28-yard touchdown pass, making it 8-6. Going up top. Beautiful pass for the Trojans. That makes it 8-6. Chase. Watch it one more time, folks at home. I'll update the scoreboard. How about quarterback sneak from Bessemer City? This made it 21-0. Gavin Chastain with a touchdown. We had an interview from him last week on the morning show. I know it didn't come up till after the postgame show went up. But, we just skipped over a couple scores. Let's get back. It's 27-0. Yellow Jackets now take the lead with a pick six. Walt McCoy. It says bringing the action to our living room. So here they come, folks. Get ready. Hello, Walt. Bye-bye, Walt. Oh, they're ruining homecoming, Brent.
I see the pretty dresses.
They did.
I don't know who that pass was intended for, though. I'm trying to figure that out.
Oh, was it you don't think the one that caught it was supposed to catch it? I didn't look that. Oh, it is. It was a pick. Still hadn't seen a wide receiver.
I don't see a receiver anywhere.
Yeah, that's what you say, Brent. There's nobody else in the area. He had to catch it.
Who else is supposed to catch that? Here's that Ashbrook touchdown that made it 34-14.
Yeah, it was almost picked, and then when he missed it, off to the races.
Tipped by the Crest defender. Touchdown number 3. He gone. All right, Bunker Hill 24-13. Lincoln starts making a comeback. Kickoff. Let's see if this is we're about to see us a nice little kick return here. Bunker Hill kicking it. Land about the 15. Little shake, one step, and he gone at the 40, 50. One kid's going to try to get him, and he's not going to be able to make it. Touchdown Lincoln, 24-13. Extra point no good on that. This made it 24-19 Lincoln Wolves.
Well, I took Lincoln in the upset on this, so let's go Wolves.
Well, they could have 23 right now if they could get their extra points in. How about some music from the Chased Trojan Band?
Not many folks there either. On the visitor
No,
side.
That's the Freedom side.
Burns is at 62-0.
Is it halftime yet?
Second quarter.
Oh, that was the end of the first 50-0. Oh my goodness! I thought that was halftime. That was into the first quarter score, right? 54-0 first quarter.
I think it was. Yeah.
58 or 56, wasn't it? Because they got a 2-point conversion. I think 56-0 first quarter score. Wow! Good job, North Carolina.
Bunker Hill 31-19.
31-19 on this run. Broke a couple tackles. Nice strong run. Ball comes loose. Referee says in the end zone. He didn't even give a touchdown score. He just kind of waved his arms. I don't know if he made the call or who made the call.
Dennis and I might have the point spread right, but we're going to be a little bit low on the points.
You think?
They're about where I picked the end of the game to be, and they're still in the first half. So
This is Burns.
Ashbrook scores 41-20 now in Gastonia. 41-20.
I had Burns 66-0, so I got a little room there.
you got 4 points to play with.
We're going to check in on Shannon Allen. He takes care of our he's over at Shelby tonight. And we'll see some of these Shelby Cherryville highlights. Going to scroll down through. How about the that was that side. We'll start with the youth football team welcoming the Shelby Golden Lions onto the field.
That's their new field house back behind there.
Camp Field House. The little Lions welcome the big Lions to the field.
Yeah, I wonder how many of those will be playing at Crest. Just kidding.
Maybe
you,
a few
Brent.
of them.
All right, this made it 7-0 Shelby.
That was Falls.
Farmer to Falls with a touchdown.
Somebody missed an assignment.
I believe so. McNeely with a play. It's made it 14-0 Shelby.
Bridges.
Swing pass left side, Farmer to Isaiah Bridges.
Have we got film of the official getting injured?
He said he did not he was had the camera on the play when it happened.
Well, that's probably a good thing.
Farmer to Hollyfield for the touchdown here. This made it 21-0 down the middle of the field.
That's a slick pass.
The Jay McNeely sack.
McNeely's having a good game.
This made it Shelby 28-0 on the handoff. Tristan Tate on that score. How about some Shelby High School band action from the stands? Pretty loud from the other side of the field. Only about 20 people standing there. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Nick Norris of Shelby with a big run. He's going all the way. Let's count these yards. Is this a 72 yard or 77?
77.
Yeah, 75-ish. We'll go there. This made it 35-0. Nick Norris. All the way down the field. Ironman can't round him up. That made it 35-0. This will make it 42-0.
Rams here.
Shelby with the score made it 42-0. I got one more. Let's see if Matt's at the Hickory game. No, he's at the West Lincoln game. And let's see if he's got anything up. I just lost him. Where'd he go? I just had him. There he is. All right, so he's at Bandy's in West Lincoln. So he's got some scores for us tonight. Here's the Bandy's Trojans walking out to the field for the coin toss in the black jerseys tonight.
I like him in the green better.
Yeah. The West Lincoln scores first on a Gideon Allen quarterback sneak. This made it 6-0 Rebels. From 1 yard out. Bandy's is a neat place to watch the field because you are on the field. Like you feel like you could make if they float one up high enough, you feel like you could reach out and knock it down. But, you see how close the stands are. There's no track there.
Well, it's like, you ever been down to Charlotte Catholic?
Yes.
It's a close company down there.
Yeah.
Players have to stand single file.
Even got in one end of the end zone, they've got bleachers.
Right, the student section is in the end zone, yeah. West Lincoln back in front with a 5-yard run from Jacob Coleman. This made it 14-7. This referee's booty got in the way. But that's Matt Chapman with the updates from there. I want to thank Matt for those. We're going to give you some more scores and updates. Me and Brent's going to try to update these as quickly as we can. Remember, post-game show tonight begins at 10. This show will be over at 9:45. So we're going to end this at 9:45, folks, and come back at 10 live. So we're going to give these scores a chance to increase and make some changes, folks. But there's your highlights from tonight. Now, we are going to have highlights from East Lincoln Hickory. We are going to have highlights from Kings Mountain Huss. We are going to have highlights from... See if anybody else I'm missing. I think everybody else has come through those two games. So we do have highlights of Burns and Highland Tech. We've got highlights of Bessemer, Thomas Jefferson, Cherryville and Shelby, Crest and Ashbrook, East Lincoln and Hickory, Kings Mountain Huss, Freedom and Chase, West Lincoln and Bandy's, and Bunker Hill and Lincoln. So we got highlights from 9 games. We just got a couple of them though. Because so many people at the stadiums and the signals and stuff that the games, the touchdowns hadn't come across the feed, but hopefully we'll have all those come through by the time the post-game show gets rolling, folks. We're going to get some scores and to you and get you back out to the fields. We're going to start you. Let's see if East Lincoln has got back into the third quarter yet. Well, if they have, we're going to start there because pretty much all our other games are blowouts on the broadcast now. We'll probably go back and forth between that Chase Freedom game and the East Lincoln Hickory game going forward. I can sneak over as well and check on that Kings Mountain game if we want to.
Well, that East Rutherford and Brevard score surprises me a little bit. 15-21.
Well, I was told before the year Brevard was supposed to be pretty good, and they've struggled a little bit this year. I'm not.
Well, it's 27 now for Brevard.
Okay. 27-15?
Yep.
Let's see. What did he just say? Who just scored, Crest or Ashford?
And community school is at 43-0.
43-0 community school of Davidson.
And Bunker Hill's at 31 now, 19. I think Shelby's at 42. And Burns at 62.
All right, so folks, there's you some updated scores around the area. Close games tonight, big games. Hickory 21-14 and East Lincoln, of course. But Bunker Hill and Lincoln going back and forth, 31-19. Bunker Hill's trying to stay out in front of them. Maiden in a close game with East Burke. Undefeated teams, West Lincoln and Bandy's are playing each other. They're both 3-0. Chasing Freedom is 8-6. South Point walking away from that one. A big game and maybe a surprise for some folks. North Lincoln 11-6. Still anything else on that one, Brent?
Well,
right.
Surprising score, too. Kings Mountain 14 and Hunter Huss 0. I think a lot of people expected a bigger gap than that at this point.
Yeah, me too. Burns is at 68 now.
Oh, is that all?
That's all.
I guess they're Kings.
Is the second half yet?
I guess Kings Mountain is sitting on at their they're on their halftime show. So we're gonna not switch over to that right this second. Let's see if East Lincoln trying to get you guys some ball. I'm gonna sit there in the third quarter.
Was able to go down and score. We'll see if East Lincoln could come out and try to get a turnover on themselves, but they're going to obviously take care of the ball first, try to get a touchdown right out of the gate here in the second half.
Definitely need to do that. I've got 3 penalties total. That's it. I mean, it has been a very well-played game. This is starting to look like.
I think they're still at halftime waiting to come back out. So Hickory 21-14 right now over East Lincoln. Remember, East Lincoln, I think, it's got like a 19-game winning streak right now. So they're looking to hold on to that one. But right now, Hickory's winning.
They are defending state champions, too.
That is very, very true. I wonder if any of the other state champions have lost yet this year. I can't remember who won last year. Check that out.
Unsportsmanlike penalties and personal fouls.
You remember any of the state champions?
They really cleaned that up pretty well.
Mount Airy won the 1A.
Yeah,
they killed whoever they played up there.
Because if they do,
I remember
it could
that.
cost them a game here. So
but I can't remember.
Great job. Let's keep it up.
The
have a
two.
great second half.
Did Reedsville end up winning that? I know they blew Chase and Burns out.
Looked to be
I can't remember if they went down there and won or not. I'm thinking they're the only West team that might have lost. Right?
That was number 1.
So we're going to leave this here with you, East Lincoln and Hickory, to start here on the other side of the halftime show. We'll catch back up with some of the other games and scores. But we're going to try to keep the scoreboard up and going for you right now here on KTC Broadcasting.
Yeah, one thing I also did notice is that Hickory's
shortly.
rotating some of their defensive linemen a little bit, keeping the guys fresh. That could be a sub of the game later on in the broadcast, but we'll see if they continue to do what they did in the first half here in the second.
Little different formation for East Lincoln, 2 in the backfield, but they throw a quick out to Jackson Beam. He makes the catch, spins out of 1 tackle, gets to the 40-yard line, and that'll be 1st and 10 for East Lincoln. Another Turner Hauser Insurance first down.
Again, both teams always just come right to the line of scrimmage, look to the side to get the play call. Be interesting to see if they maybe try to get those plays in a little earlier, try to keep the opposing defense off balance a little bit. Doesn't look like that way here to start, other than, as you mentioned, two backs in the backfield.
Now Stevens in motion. Daly comes back to the right side. He's got some open space, bowls over 1 tackler, gets out near midfield. They've got Stevens on 1 side and Daly on the other. That's the first time we've seen that formation, and they've run it the last 2 plays that way.
Yeah, a little counter action, maybe to try to get those linebackers for Hickory going one way and then come back underneath to the other. Great open field tackle there by number 20, Norwood, for Hickory. It definitely would have got that first down, maybe more, after the gain of 9.
So gain of 9, just short of midfield, 2nd and 1. Opening minute of the third quarter. Mustangs trail by 7. Snap, Wallace back looks, throws. He's got a man downfield. It's Beam. He's trying to get it to him. A little bit of hand fighting going down the field. Good coverage by number 20, Jameer Norwood.
Again, quarterbacks have been good. I mean, only place that, other than maybe for the catch there, that could have been made was just a little bit closer, but still good effort. Great throw. Incomplete. No, obviously nobody catches it. That's obviously one of the better things you want to have, but maybe trying to stretch this defense a little bit here to start the second half.
And not a bad play call when it's 2nd and 1. You're incomplete. You're still 3rd and very short. Daly and Stevens. Hand off to Stevens. He breaks across the 50. He'll have the first down, but not much more. He might get to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like number 27, Williams, there with the tackle. He got about 3 yards, but pushed him back. So great job there by the East Lincoln Mustangs, as you meant. Second one, nothing lost there when you throw it deep. Third one, a little of that counter action with both backs there and able to pick up the first down. Another Turner Hauser Insurance first down.
Stevens after the 3-yard carry. Daly carries the ball around the right side, shoved out of bounds. And we've got a player for Hickory that's a little slow getting up. Number 64, Tyvon Gwynn.
Yeah, he's made some good plays in that first half. That could be a big loss for Hickory.
Well, he's going to stay in the game. Number 64.
Bounce back up. As I mentioned, they've been rotating some of those guys, and a lot like the first half. I think is that a Hickory timeout or an official timeout?
Another early timeout for Hickory. It didn't work last half. We'll see if it works this half. You're listening to the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Take your pick.
Which they did. And, gosh, well, how about if I go ahead and this will take a little bit of time, Rob. Let me go ahead and go over the scoring for the first half.
We're hopefully going to get to some stats from the Crest sidelines. Go ahead and give us the scoring summary here in the first half.
All right, scoring summary of the first half in the first quarter with 11:25 left. Now the clock starts with 12 minutes, so it took 35 whole seconds. A.J. Adams scored on a 30-yard touchdown.
Because right now it's 2nd and 12. They're going to have to go to the passing game at some point in time. They really hasn't been all that successful with the pass, except for a couple plays here and there. So Chase has really held up. Their defense is doing an outstanding job so far.
Two backs in the backfield, double receivers to the near side. Quarterback looking. He's going to have to run away from defensive pressure. He's going to let it fly, slinging it, and incomplete at the Chase 48-yard line.
Yeah, and the officials actually going to let that go. However, I think they missed number 2 for Freedom stepping out of bounds before he even try to make a play on that ball, and that right there is a no-go in high school football when you step out of bounds. So, fortunately for Freedom and fortunately for Chase, he was not able to make that completion anyway. So, still would come up 3rd down now for Freedom.
Chase, by the way, is in their all blue tonight. That's the jersey and the pants, while Freedom is in red and white. The red pants, the white jersey with red numerals, and the red helmets. And it'll be 3rd down and 12 coming up. Also a good job by Neil Hines on the defensive coverage for Chase just a moment ago as well. Got a man in motion, quarterback looking. He's going to let it fly. Got a man open. He's got it at the 42, down to the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and all the way. If there's no penalty flag, that is going to be a huge Freedom touchdown for Kobe Johnson.
Kobe Johnson, we've mentioned his name a few times here on offense and defense. Freedom, man, he is a great playmaker for them. Just a sophomore, and they got a sophomore quarterback, a sophomore wide receiver. There's a lot of good things coming for Freedom so far in this game, and so far in the second half of the season, into next year, they got a lot of playmakers going to step up for them.
That was over 70 yards, and the Chase got burnt on the long pass, and the speed of wide receiver Kobe Johnson paid off. Freedom is back on top in this football game.
Now it looks like Freedom will go for that 2-point conversion, especially after the extra point attempt last time was not successful, and now they're on top of Chase and want to try to add more points to the scoreboard.
Well, apparently before trying a 2-point conversion, they want to talk about it. We'll take a quick break, too. 4:54 to go in the third, as it's now Freedom 12 and Chase 8, right here on the Stanton Enterprise McDonald scoreboard of the Rutherford County High School Football Game of the Week.
It's back to school time. Are you a little short on cash? It's time to see your Main Street lender, Universal Finance, 141 West Main Street in Forest City. They can help you with one-on-one local service with loan amounts from $500 to $15,000 with flexible terms.
His way there, he's not even close.
2 yards short.
He's a good 2 yards short. A great defensive stand by Hickory. And East Lincoln is going to turn the ball over on downs.
Yeah, number 70, Swinton, he kind of flips around. Sometimes he plays the nose, sometimes he plays one of the defensive ends, but he was not fooled. They tried to bring that back into the slot position and think maybe that they were just going to try to run a little quick pass, and they gave it to the one back that remained. Hickory wasn't fooled at all.
And Daly only got 1 of the 3 yards he needed. So 1st and 10, Hickory at their own 40. Stover back quick, pulls it back down, throws over the middle. He's got a man wide open. Catch is made. Going down the field, it's Jamian Little, who caught the touchdown late in the first half. Good fake. Looked like he was going to make a quick throw and then found a wide open receiver down the middle of the field.
I wonder if it was that play that was similar to the one that we thought was caught in that first half, because we had mentioned that the receiver was open down the middle, and they're running their offense a little bit quicker now.
Hand off to Medley. Medley goes around the left side.
Yeah, we thought maybe East Lincoln would come out with a little bit more pace. They changed the formation, but Hickory's maybe smelling a little bit of blood in the water after that 4th down stop, and now they're picking up the pace a little bit on that one.
35-yard run, or 35-yard pass, and now a 9-yard run by Medley, so it's going to be 2nd and very short. Ball is all the way down to the 15-yard line already. 2nd and 1. Handoff is Lackey, the big bruising back. And we're going to have a problem here. So Lackey makes a play. Number 24, Tiberius Stevens got locked up with another lineman. His helmet came off, and there looked to be an arm that made a motion it probably shouldn't have. You've got holding.
Well, 2 flags. Is there just a holding call? Or
Well, I thought somebody had thrown their hat, too. So there's a holding call, and now there's a personal foul against East Lincoln. So they mark off the holding, and then they're going to mark off the personal foul from the 25-yard line. So that should put it about the 12 and a half, and it does. So
Yeah,
a 10-yard penalty on Hickory and a 12-yard penalty on East Lincoln. And we'll have to see if Tiberius Stevens, number 24, is done for the night or not, because he went right off the field. Now, he didn't have his helmet, so that's at least one play.
Right.
But was there more involved?
I wonder why they haven't moved the chains here. Like they're just double checking to make sure everything's right.
All right, so now it is a 1st down. 1st downs are brought to you by Turner Hauser Insurance. Hickory now has the ball.
Oh, it was interesting because, Lackey was stopped. He kind of ran into his own man and didn't get much yards. But we mentioned, try to, be disciplined, make smart decisions. And he obviously was not happy about something. So, that cost them possibly a 3rd down play at least. And
Yes.
maybe we'll see what happens. It could be a field goal or a touchdown.
Ball at the 12, 1st down. Stober hands it off. It's Lackey up the middle. He's got some room. Gets across the 10, down near the 5-yard line. So that'd be gain of 8 on that play for Lackey on the inside.
As you mentioned, Lackey's just the one that runs between the tackles, and he's running hard.
Right up to the line and snapping it quickly. It's Lackey again. He goes up the middle, and he walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Hickory. A 5-yard touchdown run there. And Hickory has now gone out to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, heavy's linking on their heels a little bit, but like you say, Lackey's running hard. That was just a straight off-tackle play right up the gut. Wasn't contacted until he almost got to the safety. By that time, he was in the end zone.
So now it's time for the James River Equipment point after touchdown attempt. On to kick, number 17, Braden McCord. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it's good. East Lincoln came close to blocking it. They took out the holder.
I guess it's no penalty to take the holder out as long as you don't hit the kicker.
So now, with 8:30 to go in the third quarter, Hickory 28, East Lincoln 14. You're listening to the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Bunch formation down here in the near side of the field for the Trojans. Looking over to the Chase coaching staff, getting set to call this play right here on 2nd and 13. Tournament Swain back in the shotgun.
He sure is, JB. He's got triple receivers to the near side. He's going to go to Jahari Mosley, and Mosley is in a traffic of white jerseys. Still gets a short gain, but only to the 35.
Jahari Mosley doing his thing again tonight for the Trojans. Every time they throw him the ball, he makes a play. Now it's going to be about 3rd and 8 for the Trojans, and that's a little bit more manageable than what they was in right there on 2nd down. So want to get some positive yardage. Called a safe play there. Jahari Mosley able to go get some yardage for the Chase Hall.
Clock ticking, 3:29 to go here in the third quarter of play. Chase is trying to find a big play, and they need it right now. It is 3rd down and 8. Under the direction of their junior quarterback, number 3, Turner McSwain. He calls out the signal, takes a snap, looking downfield. He's going to let it fly, going deep. Mosley almost had it at the 31-yard line, but you got to give Freedom's defense a lot of credit. The ball was knocked away. Mosley wanted a penalty flag.
Yeah, T.R.S. Walker is there for Freedom, just kind of playing center field there for their defense, able to go up and knock that ball down. Could have been a pass interference call, but really I think it was a good no call. You want to let the players decide what's going to happen on the field. We've had a lot of Bama LLC penalty flags already down. Glad to see them let them play it out there. It could have went for Chase, but it did not. So now it looks like Chase probably try to punt back to Freedom coming up.
There were a lot of boos in the stands below us. Of course, we're on the home side here in the press box here at Chase High School. So we see number 85, the senior kicker.
But I do like
George
the shot. I do like the shot that Chase took because that was Jahari Mosley. And 9 times out of 10, Jahari Mosley goes up and makes that play.
Yeah, the pass was well thrown. It was just the defender getting his hand in there at the last minute. So we give Freedom some credit there. Another good job by Heron in the punting unit here. Not a chance for a return. The return man that time would have been Caden Lytle, who had that 2-point conversion catch a while ago. And the ball will be placed at about the 20, it'll be exactly the 26-yard line, 1st and 10. Freedom's got the ball, and JB, they go back on offense, and they're also hanging on right now to a 6-point lead.
Yeah, that was a big play they just hit over the middle there, a big, long passing play. Now back on offense. Let's see if Freedom's able to do it again. The Trojans really need to stop defensively here. Do not let this game and get away from here late in the third quarter.
Sophomore quarterback Caden Davis for Freedom will go back to work. Remember, they come in here with a 1-3 record. They only won for the first time last week. Hand off to Jalen Barnett, a very short gain. And again, we've got BAM LLC penalty flags on the field.
That was called pretty quickly there, so it'll be interesting to some kind of see what it's going to be. It's going to be against Freedom. Holding call against the Patriots. Not what they want to see on their first down call as well. We back them up. Now it'll be 1st and 20 now for them coming out of that call. You have an update on the Brevard game. Brevard is on top of East Rutherford right now, 27-15. In a battle there, but Brevard right now in the lead.
So the yardage is being marked off. I want to remind you, when we talk about BAM LLC, they help brick-and-mortar businesses remain relevant. They want to help those mom-and-pop type businesses. Marketing and promotion at its best in Western North Carolina. Talk to Jamie at BAM LLC. Long way to go for Freedom. It's a quarterback keeper here. A short gain of about 5 yards just across the 20 for Caden Davis.
Yeah, tackle by number 21 there, Caleb Shire, the Trojan defense, slamming the quarterback on the ground now. Positive yards for Freedom on that carry. However, it's still going to be second and long now for Freedom coming up.
I want to remind our audience, especially if they're just tuning in, if you were listening to our games early in the season and you remember Chase getting a lot more points in the end zone more often, a lot of that is not just a passing game. A lot of it has to do with running back Cade Davis, and Cade is not playing again tonight.
Yeah, that hurts because he's their explosion on offense, and he's one of their leaders on defense as well.
Deep downfield, it is another catch by Freedom inside the 40 down to the 38, and Caden Lytle coming up in double coverage with the reception.
Well, I think Freedom found something. What they found was throw it up, I'm going to get you the ball. And that's what happened right there. Number 2, Caden Lytle, just went up and grabbed it out there. Chase had 2 defensive players there, but Lytle was able to come down when that was a big play for Freedom right when they needed it.
Well, Freedom's got something going right now, and I hope it's going to end soon because if they add another score, that could be dangerous in this game. But don't get me wrong, there's plenty of time to go. Chase has still got the athletes to make it happen. We just don't want Freedom to add to their 6-point lead. 1st and 10, back in Chase territory. Quarterback keeper, and a good run here, getting behind one of his offensive linemen. Caden Davis takes it to about the Chase 30-yard line.
Yeah, tackled by the Trojan defense, but not without about a 7 or 8 yard gain for Freedom on first down there. But going back to that pass play, the scheme was there for Chase defensively. That guy just went up and made a play for Freedom. So, Chase still doing a good job on defense, but they need to make some of those plays and try to get Freedom back off the field.
They got a huge Mipablito first down a while ago. That sets them up to where they are now, where it is 2nd down and 4 for Freedom, just shy of the Chase 30. Here comes the defense, and a great job to bring down and sack Caden Davis.
Yeah, good play. Looks like Mr. Allred there again for the Trojans. He got a good game tonight.
Yeah.
Man. He's really done a lot from his defensive line position. And, man, that was a big-time tackle by them. Just grabbed the jersey, would not let go. Defender finally went on the ground. Now it's set up a critical 3rd down for the Patriots.
I think the Chase coaches kind of feel like we were. They were tired of seeing some of these big pass plays. They didn't feel like the pressure was being put on the quarterback. Well, they've changed that over the last few plays.
Yeah, and I think if I'm Freedom, the man who got you here has been a good player for you all game long. Kobe Johnson, you got to have a big 3rd down conversion. Look to see if number 3 can get the ball in his hand.
They need 10 yards for the first down. Davis has got the ball. He's looking. He's got time to throw deep downfield. And let's wait and see. It was incomplete. The intended receiver bumped into a defender, went out of bounds. And by the way, the intended receiver was Kobe Johnson.
Yeah, he actually caught the ball. He just happened to catch the ball out of bounds, fortunately for Chase, because he was open. If the quarterback delivered that ball a little bit earlier, that's probably completion about the 10-yard line of the trade.
Between number 3, Kobe Johnson, and number 2, Caden Lytle, those guys have really burned us on some pass plays. And thank goodness, as you said, he caught another one, but his feet were out of bounds.
Yeah, very, very close call on the far side of the field. Not sure how close it was. It was all the way over the other side of the field, but, man, he almost made a tremendous catch. And, credit to the Freedom Patriots because they try to go after the Chase defense.
We're through with the 3rd quarter. We'll go to the 4th quarter when we come back on the Stanton Enterprise McDonald scoreboard. Freedom 14, Chase 8. The 4th quarter is next on Downtown Radio.
Thinking about buying or selling land in Western North Carolina?
And handoff up the middle. Lackey runs into the line, but keeps moving forward and gets out to the 35 for a gain of 4.
Ball carrier is number 34, Lackey.
So they keep pounding with Lackey in the middle, and then they go for the big plays here and there, and that one was awfully close to being complete. So 3rd and 6.
Timeout.
Trying to see what's going on here. Play clock is still running. It's gone to 0. Clock is still running on the field. I'm not
They're
sure.
calling an illegal substitution by East Lincoln, it looks like.
Well, they need to stop the clock then because it's still running. Has been for about 15 seconds.
So there's an illegal substitution penalty against the Mustangs.
3rd and 1.
So 3rd and 1.
5-yard penalty will make it 3rd down.
The clock continued to run. About 15 seconds ran off. Stober keeps it, goes around the right side, slides down just over the 45. That'll be a 1st down. And a lineman for Hickory looked like he was trying to draw a foul there. LeBron James would have been proud of that flop.
Well, they've been going to Lackey pretty regularly here the last little while, not just here in the second half, but end of the first. Great pull by Stober.
It gains 4, gets a 1st down at the 45-yard line. As Hickory continues possession here, reaching the midway point of the 3rd quarter. And we've got a whistle.
It's usually on the offense, but we'll see what they call.
Is that a timeout or is it a motion? Offside against East Lincoln, another penalty. That's the last thing that East Lincoln needs right now. They just made it 1st and 5 instead of 1st and 10. Ball at the 50-yard line. Stober with another quick pass out in the flat, complete. Tackle made by Hampton Good along with Jalen Roseboro. Pass complete to Jamian Little, who's made several catches tonight.
Another Turner Hauser 1st down.
Another 5 yards on that one. Ball's now at the 40, or excuse me, 10 yards on that play. No, it was 5, the penalty. I forgot about that. Another quick pass in the flat. East Lincoln having trouble cover that. Ellis Chappell makes the catch, gets around Nate Stevens, and advances down to the 29-yard line, 24-yard line.
Great throw by Stover, just getting that ball to the outside. Receiver catching it in stride, able to turn up the field and get another 1st down.
17 yards on that completion. Chappell in motion. Handoff to Lackey up the middle. And initial contact is at the line of scrimmage, but he keeps moving forward and gets down to about the 22-yard line. So a couple of yards on that one, even though he got hit at the line of scrimmage.
So I can't see what number. Is it cramp going on? I don't know if that's Lackey or not. About flipped him over when he was trying to help him stretch it out. Better let the trainers do that.
Leave that to trained personnel. All right, this might take a little bit, so we're going to take a timeout here. We'll be back with more on the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
It's the all-new Nissan of Shelby, where they do the right thing. First time, every time. Nissan of Shelby now has new management, plus a big new inventory with new prices, giving you a whole new customer experience. Check their amazing lineup.
The update as we get them from the field. He was taken down hard. He was slammed. Now, he initially got up, and then he just had to fall back down. The defender, whoever that was for Freedom, and there was no flag, but he threw down Turner McSwain hard.
Yeah, he did on his shoulder, and hopefully it's not his throwing shoulder. If it is a shoulder injury, I'm not exactly certain where he was able to hit it. It could be just knocked the breath out of him. Hopefully that is the case. But this is the problem for Chase this year as compared to last year. Last year, you got Jalen Russo in the game. Jalen Russo takes it around the corner. He's gone for 30 yards.
Yeah.
He was just that dynamic. One-on-one battles, he won those all the time last year.
You had so much talent on that team. Now, the good news is that we have seen Turner just get up, and it is 4th down, so they're going to have to punt right here because they're, inside the 10-yard line for one thing. So they've got to punt. Freedom's going to have excellent field position again, JB. And what the defense is going to need to do is to try to find a way to quickly get Freedom's offense back off the field. And by then, hopefully Turner McSwain is able to come back and be in this football game.
Yeah, it looks like he's okay running off the field now. That's a good sign for Chase. And the home crowd giving him a big ovation right now coming off the field. They're just not able to get through that tackle from the Freedom defender there. But it looks like at worst, I think Freedom's going to have the ball probably around the midfield or the 45-yard line.
So the punt of the pigskin by Jordan Heron is definitely in the end zone. Wait a minute. He's running with the football. He's to the 10, 15, he's to the 20, 25, 30. This young man has done it. I never would have thought you would do a fake punt out of your very own end zone if it was intended or not. They have got a first down, and that happens to be Zach Frazier carrying the football.
Yeah, I guess it was a fake punt. Man alive. Uh-oh.
You talk about some guts. Wow. Out of your own, and I'm talking about deep in your own end zone.
Yeah, that was a crazy call right there. Man, he worked out for Chase, and, man, they really need to go down and put the points right here on the scoreboard and win this game. That's a gutsy call.
Zach Frazier could go down as the play of the game after what we just witnessed, especially if Chase finds a way to win this game. They go back to Zion Murray, and Murray with a short gain goes out of bounds just across the 40. I still can't believe what we just witnessed.
Yeah, I really can't either.
It worked.
Because if it doesn't work out, I mean, that's going to put you in a massive hole. But it did work out when they got him sleeping there. I guess they thought they were going to go after the kicker there. And credit to Chase, they called that play. They would go get it, the first down. What a play.
I believe the kicker, Jordan Heron, was in the back of the end zone, but it was just to fake him out. Apparently, Zach ran in front of the snap of the ball. And here we go, a hole to the 50, to the 48-yard line of Freedom, and it's been a little bit. Caleb Shires is back in the game.
Caleb Shires doing some hard running for the Trojans there. A little bit of change of pace from Zion Murray, a little bit quicker back, and maybe that Chase saw something. They try to get some more speed on the field, safety to bring him in and get that first down. Chase looking over to the sidelines right now at the coaching staff. They know this is a critical moment in the game with 9:34 left on the game clock. Checking over to see what the call is going to be. A 2 on the left-hand side of the formation. Zach Frazier down the near side of the field. Quarterback machining the shotgun. Take the ball, heading off to Caleb Shires. Shires on the run, not able to get much. Looks like it'll be about a 1-yard loss for Caleb Shires on that play. Freedom defensive line, able to make that stop there for the Patriots, bringing up a big second down now for the Trojans.
Still plenty of time for Chase to try to come back and win this game, but the clock is running. We're down to the 9-minute mark. Chase led 8-6 for a good while in this game, including that was the halftime score. They've been down 14-8 now since the 4:54 mark of the third quarter after a huge pass play.
Here's Chase down to take a shot with Zach Frazier here.
This pass play, Zach's got it. And he is wrapped up immediately by 2 defenders, but he makes his way to the 42-yard line. They still are shy of the first down.
I think the Chase coaching staff is noticing that. What you saw there is what Zach's done a few times tonight is just have that little inside slant. What would really probably be a dynamic play is have him run that inside slant and then bust upfield and see if they can throw it over the top of the Freedom defense for a big score. And see if they do that with either Jahari Mosley or Zach Frazier at some point here in this fourth quarter.
They need 6 yards for the first down. Turner McSwain, who took a nasty hit while ago, still in there. Here's a head fire to the 30, 25, 20. He's going 15, 10, 5. It is a touchdown for the Trojans. They take the lead.
And the big call comes up from the end zone, able to get that first down, able to go down and put points in the end zone now. Now the game is tied, and let's see if Chase can come out, either kick this extra point or go for 2 and take the lead in this ballgame. How huge would that be for the Trojans right here, Paul?
Caleb Shires has come into this game and has shown us something, and he just took care of business right there in an over 30-yard touchdown run.
He's got speed. That's what Chase has needed. That's what they have missed from Cade Davis being out.
Okay, kicker Jordan Heron, number 85, to kick the PAT. His kick is up, and his kick, as you can tell by the fans below, is good.
Chase finding a way thanks to the play of Zach Frazier on the fake punt, and then the big touchdown run by Caleb Shire. 7:53 to go in our game, and now on the Stanton Enterprise McDonald's scoreboard, home of those world-famous fries, it's Chase back on top, 15-14. Don't go anywhere. We'll come back with more of our exciting coverage of the Rutherford County High School football game of the week from Downtown Radio.
The ball at their 24-yard line, but things are starting to get a little dire here for East Lincoln, down to 2 scores, and late in the third quarter, this is not something they're familiar with.
In that two-back set that they came out in the second half with.
Lawless scrambles, under pressure, throws. He's going to fire that into the cheerleaders. Scared one of them.
A good pressure there by number 12 and number 64 for Hickory. 12 is Abernathy and 64 is Gwynn. And we're getting some cramping issues now for Hickory. This is the second player down.
Yeah, this is 64. This is Gwynn. Tyvon Gwynn. He was pressuring on that play, and then he went down. So incomplete pass there. Let's take a look at some other scores around the area, if you could, Scott.
All right, give me a second here. Let's see. That West Lincoln now down to Bandy's 20-21. Maiden 23, Spark 14. Newton Conover 40, West Caldwell 0. Bunker Hill 31, Lincolnton 19, so they're coming back a little bit. South Point big on Kramer, 48-0. St. Stephen's 21, West Iredale 13. That's one of those conference games. The next one is Ford and North Iredale tied at 10. Watauga 44, North Davidson 7, Oak Grove 35, High Brighton 13, Pine Lake Prep 8, Mountain Island 0.
Oof.
Burn 74, Highland 0, Bessemer City 34, Jefferson 0. Shelby 49, Cherryville 0, Crest 48, Ashbrook 20.
That's interesting. Ashbrook getting 20 points at all against Crest.
Kings Mountain 21, Huss 0, Freedom 14, Chase 8. Polk County 32, Patton 0. Hendersonville 28, RS Central 6. And Brevard 27, East Rutherford 15.
So that's the latest scores that we have here. East Lincoln back on offense now, 2nd and 10, 3:06 to go. Hand off to Daly around the left side. He's got an opening, skips over a tackler, breaks across the 40, gets out near midfield before he's finally brought down. A nice run there by Daly. That's the first time he's had real open space since the first play of the game.
Great hustle by a defensive lineman. I've got 99 Wilhelm with that tackle. Defensive lineman hustling down, so you like to see that from Hickory.
So gain of 24 on that play. That's the second big run of the game for Daly. That should put him near 100 yards. They're going to need more out of him. 1st and 10, another Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Mustangs. Their own 49-yard line. Lawless, quick out to Beam, makes the catch. He's tackled immediately. He gets the ball to the 46-yard line, so that'll be a gain of 5. They're now in Hickory territory.
Yeah, I believe they announced number 4 as Horiza as the last name, and so you mentioned him earlier in the game, kind of playing that rover outside linebacker safety type of player, plays normally to the wide side of the field. Great tackle.
Hand off to Daly again, going left. He breaks it back in the middle, gets a first down, spins his way down to the 38-yard line. This is what East Lincoln needs, a good sustained drive.
Yeah, they're starting to run hot. Maybe a little bit of desperation feels. We get closer into the third quarter, being down 35-21. Running with a little bit more of urgency here. They, as you mentioned, they need that.
So that's a Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Mustangs at the 39-yard line of Hickory, trailing by 2 full scores. Hand off to Stevens. He breaks through the left side. He's got an opening, breaks up the middle. 10, 5, touchdown, Nate Stevens. East Lincoln is closed again within 1 score. Nice 39-yard touchdown run for Nate Stevens. And the Mustangs can get within 7.
Yeah, we mentioned they're coming out with that two-back set, trying to run. That time looked like instead of the counter, the right back went up to lead block for Stevens there, and that was a little different look out of that two-back set. And he just ran hard straight to the end zone. Looked like Hickory was trying to tackle the football rather than Stevens, and he was able just to scamper into the end zone.
So Braden Kemble on for the point after touchdown attempt. Snap, hold, much better this time. And Kendall bangs it through. He's perfect on the night. And with 1:26 to go in the third quarter on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, Hickory 35, East Lincoln 28. You're listening to the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Drivers, start your engines!
Start your engine of savings at Campers Inn in Kings Mountain. Race on in now during the Campers Inn 500. Over 500 units have been discounted for year-end savings. It's the best time of the year to buy. Don't make a pit stop elsewhere.
Yeah, but you got to keep your receivers happy. You know how they are, Coach. They get kind of deep out there.
2:51 left here in the third quarter.
So 54-20 now. Crest leads. And looks like trying to tell. I think we got that's not Sanchez kicking this time.
So that was 5 minutes and 8 seconds on that drive, and
Carson Greer into attempt the extra point. It's a bad snap, and Addis can just fall on it. So that's going to
very little.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be now third down for the Trojans. Man, they really need to try to get some yardage here or try to pick up this first down because, you're going to put yourself in a really bad predicament on fourth down if you don't get any yardage here to see if you want to go for it or kick it. And, right now, this far out of the game, you probably kick it. But let's see if Chase can convert here on this third down. Big third down conversion coming up for both teams.
And if you're Chase, you just need to get at least 4 yards to the 42-yard line. And wait a minute, Chase wants to talk about it, what they're going to do next. And Coach Cogdill will take a timeout. We'll do so as well on the Stanton Enterprise McDonald scoreboard. They're locally owned and operated. It is 20-15 with just over 6 minutes to go. Freedom leading Chase on the Rutherford County High School Football Clash Game of the Week.
Start your day at the drop-in food store nearest you. How about a hot
So
sausage
any
biscuit?
yardage that was gained on that is going to be wiped out by the personal foul.
It looks like the coaches are pulling him immediately, and there'll be a little talking to on the sideline.
And that is going on right now.
Again, got to stay disciplined. You're playing a great ball game. Don't get too far ahead. Don't let the crowd get you worked up here because that was only a gain of about 1 on that play.
1 or 2 at most.
Right.
So the foul was about the 22-yard line, so that should put it back at the 11. It's an 11-yard penalty there on Hickory. So half the distance to the goal line pushes it back to the 11. It's going to be 1st and 19. Or 2nd and 19. They're going to say it was after the play, so the run will count. 2-yard run, but that's it. They lose more. Stober back to pass. He's flushed out of the pocket. He's rolling to his left. Keeps it, and he's brought down from behind.
Laufer, sub-defensive end for East Lincoln. Made the play. Smart play. That was probably the best coverage we've seen all night from East Lincoln. Nobody open anywhere.
Was that Johnson that flushed him out?
I believe that's right. But, yeah, again, Laufer stayed with it, made the tackle. And I don't know who we got down now. Is that the quarterback?
I don't know. Somebody went down late. We're trying to see who it is.
That might be Stober.
He's not used to running, I guess.
That's, what, the 3rd or 4th Hickory player we've seen with cramps.
And that's this half. They should have had more to drink at halftime, I guess.
I believe that is Stober.
Yeah,
they'll have to come out for a play, so with 3rd
at least
and 12.
one play. Yeah, 3rd and 12. Stober gained 7 on that carry. Got some of the penalty yardage back, but they're still behind the chains.
We saw 28 Maddox McCree throwing in pregame as maybe the backup. Does that sound right?
Yeah, he's listed as one of the quarterbacks. They also have number 7, Turner Wood. Crowd trying to fire up the East Lincoln defense here. Big play coming up, 3rd and 12. And it'll be interesting to see who the quarterback is.
Might be number 7. I think I see 7 coming out.
And it is Stober. Finally came up off the turf. He's walking gingerly to the sideline. So Turner Wood, number 7, senior quarterback, comes into the game. I believe he played some last year. He might have had the job for a bit, and then Stover beat him out of it. So he's got some game experience.
It'll be interesting to see. I didn't see
Tough
him
situation.
throwing the ball any time over there.
Yeah.
So you wonder if they're just going to maybe run some sort of play with Lackey here or what.
3rd and 12, Turner Wood in at quarterback. Same thing here. They line up at the line, look to the sideline. Wood comes up to center, then backs off next to Lackey. Snap. He's going to throw. Quick out pattern. He's got a catch. And he dives
great effort.
forward. But he's going to be, it looks to be, he's going to be about a yard short. He had to get to the 29-yard line. They appear to be marking him at the 28. Wow, the 28 and a half. This is going to be close.
That was a great effort there by the receiver. I've got to see what number that was. But interesting that I didn't see Turner Wood warming up at all on the throw. That was a great pass out to the side and a great effort. He dove, looked like he dove about 3 yards just to get it that close. Could be maybe a half yard short.
And that's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. You're listening to the Lincoln County Game of the Week here on KTC.
You can book your tee times online at the Glen.
So it's going to be a really good test for
lead with the clock ticking. We're down to 4:21 to go in this game on an important 2nd down and 8 coming up here for the Trojans. And that familiar shotgun. They're going to go back to Shires, and they will just get him quickly. They tackled him around the ankles. No gain.
No gain on the play there. Now it will set up another critical 3rd down, but I think from where Chase is out in the field now where the time was like a little bit under 4 minutes, they're going to go for it on 3rd down. If they don't get it, they'll go for it on 4th down again. But really need to try to make a conversion here because of this short amount of time on the clock there. Freddie can really get the ball. If they got the ball back, they could really pretty much burn out the clock at this point in time.
2 receivers to the near side, who is Devin Mosley and Zach Frazier. 1 to the far side. McSwain, he's going to go deep downfield, and Zach is there. I think it's going to be an interference penalty for him as he couldn't bring it in at the 8-yard line. This could be huge for Chase.
Could be. Let's see what the call is going to be. Surely it's going to be pass interference against his defense there.
If they get a touchdown, Chase does, they automatically have a 1-point lead because they're down by 5. It will be the pass interference call. So the BAM LLC penalty flag, and it is a devastating one if you're Freedom.
Yeah, Freedom really thought that was going to be pass interference on the offense. I'm not sure why they thought that, but that is not the call, and that was never going to be the call. The Freedom coaching staff is really not pleased with that call, but that is the correct call. Now Chase has really got a good chance to put 6 points on the board.
So they've got another Mi Pablito, their 8th of the night. Mi Pablito first down, and better yet, a new set of downs inside the 25. Shires getting behind blockers and taking tacklers with him to about the 11-yard line.
Looking over at the Freedom coaching staff, and they're like, you have got to try to make those tackles right here because they know this game could be over if they continue to get first down and continue to burn clock. And Chase knows it as well. And Chase is doing a good job mixing their play calls up, really, really staying committed to that run. It's been really successful for them here in this here in this 4th quarter.
Yep, they've been in another battle tonight. We know what happened at Drone where they came up short last week. And tonight they do not want to let this one slip away, but they've still got to get a touchdown in order to take the lead back. And there is, I was about to say, was there a timeout called? Apparently not, just some
change of personnel. And they are coming out with a wildcat, and I believe that's Jahari Mosley getting the snap. Mosley trying to break off to the right side. Move after the other and making his way into the end zone. Touchdown.
Yeah, Jahari Mosley gets behind that in that offensive line in that wildcat formation. He has all the ways to score there. He can take it around the outside edge. He can follow his blockers in that position. He followed his blockers, able to go into the end zone there, put Chase ahead now. Maybe they have finally slammed the door on the Patriots. The Patriots will get the ball back with a little under 3 minutes left after this two-point conversion or extra point attempt. I'm sure it's going to be a two-point conversion attempt by Chase to put him up 3 points. Can Chase stop him when they get the ball back?
Chase has decided to burn a timeout. We'll keep it right here. Let me just say this. I think, first of all, to go back a little while ago when they were down before, the fake punt deep in your own end zone was just insane, and it worked by Zach Frazier. He had the speed to get it done. This right here, they call once you're this close in at the 11-yard line, they decide to take your quarterback off the field, Turner McSwain, and bring in Jahari for a wildcat, and it was a great call.
Sure, absolutely. A lot of great calls by Chase. I love the fact they stayed committed to the running game. They did not try to get everything through in the passing attack. But the big killers for freedom on that particular drive was you had the 15-yard unsportsmanlike call that went against one of the defenders, 15 yards. Then you had a pass interference call down here when all you really had to do was just knock the ball out there. Those things are killers, and if you remember correctly, that was like a third down pass play. So when you get those type of calls, and credit Chase because they were able to put players in position to get those. And here's Jahari Mosley in two-point conversion.
Yep. He's looking like he wants to pass the ball, surprisingly, and he's got his man in the back of the end zone. I believe is that Zach?
I think it was number 2 there, Landon Barnes for Chase.
Yeah.
That two-point conversion tied in there for the Trojans there with that conversion completion there. So now Chase on the 3-point lead deep in the fourth quarter.
Well, good job, Landon Barnes, getting involved, and that helps stretch out that lead. This game is not over. As crazy as it's been tonight, we're not going to put this game to bed yet. There's 2:50 to go, and it is now a 3-point lead on the Stanton Enterprise McDonald scoreboard with Chase back on top over Freedom. Man, we're going to have quite a finish here tonight.
Yeah, and the way Freedom's been returning the ball on these kickoffs, I mean, I'll tell you, nothing's safer here. If I'm the Trojan, I think I'm just going to try some type of pooch kick or something like that to try to keep the ball out of those playmakers' hands for the Patriots.
We want to thank Captain McKenna Colbert, Captain Jenna Roberson for their job with the cheerleaders here at
Okay, we're back. Score's 27-24. Oh, Tom, who's got 27? Who's got 24?
Did you hit end stream? Okay, good deal. Sorry folks watching online. We're trying to wrap up some stuff here in the studios. We got some games over, some games just starting the fourth quarter. You just heard Chase go up 3 points with 2 minutes to go, but we're gonna have to end the Red Zone channel, folks. You can listen to that Chase Freedom game, WAGYFM.com. If you're in Rutherford County, of course, 107.5 FM on the radio. We're going to go through, or you folks at home can see the scores on the board. Black scores are finals. And we're going to have highlights on the post-game show. Games of notice right now. Like I said, Burns is a final. I believe it's 74-0, but I'm going to check, make sure they didn't get to 80 before I blacked that out. So
Cross your fingers.
I want to make sure. I don't want to put it up. Final scores, though, so far. Corvion Community 48-14 over Winston-Salem. Pine Lake Prep wins 8-0 over Mountain Island Charter. South Point 48-0 over Stuart Kramer. Sun Valley 48-0 over Alexander Central, and Reynolds 50-0 over North Buncombe. Big games in the area, close games. We'll have highlights and reports from. We've got Bunker Hills up on Lincoln right now, 31-25. West Lincoln just went up on Bandy's 36-28. And let's see, West Iredale, undefeated, is down right now, 21-13. 61-20. Crest just scored again. And 10-10 Ford and North Iredale, and North Lincoln 11-6. Last we had on that, guys. So just we've got some really competitive games going on right now, Dennis, that the folks at the stadiums are having a good time watching some football games tonight. We've got blowouts on our broadcast, but the rest of the area looks like we've got some really competitive games tonight.
And just hold your breath because the other team scores and they go back ahead.
Yep. They're going back and forth across the board. Brevard and East is pulling away from East Rutherford late. That game was close. We've just had some good games on the board. So we're going to wrap it up here on the Red Zone channel, folks. At 10 o'clock, we'll be back for the post-game show. We're going to take a break here in the studios and get some scores and stuff together for everybody. We'll have highlights and more. I tell you what, if you'll hold on, folks, we'll hold on just for a second. I'll roll through maybe a couple highlights that we haven't had yet. I'll set you guys up. How about that? Show you a couple. Let's go over to Shelby. Cherryville 56-0. Shelby leads right now. Here's another touchdown there in the middle. 8 minutes left to go in the game. Shelby High School band. This is that's all. Shannon's timeline is all that. Matt's up at West Lincoln, but there's so many people that are tweeting and stuff. He can't get the scores across. Last score he got in was 14-14, right in our face right here. Matt couldn't have got any closer to that one. He might have even took a hit there on that one. It's a good show there from Matt Chapman. Like I said, that game, West Lincoln leads 34-28 right now. Highlights from our highlights are on What's Up Shopper Twitter page, folks, so you can follow along. Here's Crest going up that 61st point right there. Make sure they pass, Dennis, up 41.
Hey. Hey, if you don't like it, stop it.
23-20. You're right, Dennis. It was. There's Chase with the touchdown to go up 3 late up on the farm. They're trying to end that game. Only a few minutes left in that. Bessemer City wraps up the night, says right here, with a sack. Final score. Last score we saw was 47-13 on this one. Thomas Jefferson is going to score to make it 47-13. Kings Mountain now up 28-0. Dennis starting to pull away finally.
Oh, yeah.
Took them a little while.
Their offense is coming around and it's getting better.
Here's Bunker Hill going up 38-25 on the Lincoln Wolves. All right, folks, we're going to have these highlights and more, scores and more on the postgame show coming up next here on KTCBroadcasting.com.